Thorpe Park Fright Nights 2023, most people ranked their best mazes in this order. Mine was the other way around. Let me explain why. So I just went to Thorpe Park Fright Nights 2023. I went on 3 scare mazes and 1 scare zone. Let's dive straight into it. The first thing we did was go on Stitches, and yeah, the first letdown I had, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but you know, I went with my GoPro. I told a bunch of people I'm gonna film it, and we got there and they were like, no cameras. But I had seen multiple YouTube videos where they said, you know, yeah, you can film them. You're allowed to take your cameras on. And we got there and we were told we weren't. So that was a bit of a letdown, but you know, it didn't really take away from the experience. So I like to think there was maybe an incident, maybe one of the scare actors made somebody break their phone or drop their phone and the screen cracked or something like that, and you know, they caused problems, so that maybe that's why they ended it, or maybe the YouTubers just lied and we weren't hard to take them on from the get-go. I don't know. If you know, I'll be interested to hear in the comments section. So anyway, Stitches. Now, I had seen multiple videos saying this was the best scare maze, and I got on there with very high expectations because of this. Now, don't get me wrong, as far as the theming goes and the costumes and like that whole concept, you know, this humanoid toys, torture and everything, it was the best themed scare maze, no doubt. However, we did not jump once, not a single scare in there, which was a letdown. And there's a reason for that. Quite simply, we were huddled together in a group. We're in the middle. There's a couple at the back and there's a few at the front. And every time you go around a corner or go through the curtains in there, we had this bunch of screaming girls right in front of us, screaming and jumping back. And it was like, oh, okay. That was it. The scare's ruined. We know there's something around the corner waiting. And it never took us by surprise. It never scared us or made us jump. We just knew what was coming because you had these screaming girls right in front of you. I think there was one scare on one of my friends from the back, but that was it. It kind of ruined it. I get that they have to get as many people through. Like, apparently there were 15,000 people in the park the day I went. That's a lot of people. And the queue for the scare maze, you know, we queued 1 hour, 20 minutes to get in. I get it. They've got to get people through. You can't just send people through in small groups because it's going to take forever. But at the same time, I don't know, it just took away from the experience and it took away the scares. I did love the monkey with the cymbals foe, and the there's like a ventriloquist dummy head on someone, the mannequin corridor, things like that. They were really cool. But I felt they were lacking actors. I felt they were lacking scare actors in this one. It's like half of them had quit or gone off sick or something. It just seemed a bit, yeah, like there wasn't enough scare actors. I will admit my friend jumped when there's a person on a bungee cord that jumps at you. He did jump because he thought he was going to get hit. But you know, besides that, there was no jump scares in this, and we all came out a little bit like, oh, was that it? Yeah, we were a bit let down. We weren't as scared as we thought we would be. Having learned our lesson from that, we then went on trailers. Trailers, we did the opposite. I went first. Me and 2 of my friends, we went first. Because we knew that if we were the first to go in the rooms and go through the curtains, we were going to get the jump scares. And it worked. We got the jump scares. It depends how scared and big of a wuss you are, really. If you're brave enough, go first, because I tell you now, it's worth it. It makes the maze so much better. You get the jump scares. You get the mystery of, oh, what's going to be in this room? What's around the corner? We didn't get that on Stitches because of you people being in front. If you are going to a Fright Night or Scare Fest, Scare Maze, whatever, in the future, go at the front. It is so much better. That is the lesson I've taken away from this. Trailers was awesome. I loved the theming in all the rooms. I really can't remember many of the scenes in it, funnily enough, even though it was we had such a good time now. I can't really remember many of the scenes, but I had a really good time in it, and yeah, I highly rated it. So Trailers is my second best. Finally, number 3, survival games. I was dreading this. I heard this is a very touchy-feely maze. I don't like being touched and pushed around. I hate it. However, I was the first one grabbed. I got grabbed straight away and pulled in. And to be fair, they do warn you before that you go in. But I knew from a YouTube video that it was a bit like that from someone else's review. But honestly, it didn't ruin it. It actually made it one of the best attractions there. It was the best scare maze, in my opinion. Not just my opinion, but all my friends, there were 5 of us. We all said it was the best one. And it was the one we were considering skipping because we heard it was too touchy-feely and shout in your facey. Didn't take away from it at all. I thought it made it way more realistic. I thought it made it the better maze. And the best part about this was you got separated. We were all separated from each other. After you get locked up in a cell and you get dragged through these curtains, you're sent around these mazes. And, you know, it was just me on my own for quite a lot of it. I didn't see anyone I knew. And it felt very realistic. You're just walking around these smoky corridors. You can see the scare actors walking around in the mist in the distance. I thought it was really good atmosphere, really well done. There was a bit at the end that annoyed me. I was trying to get to the exit, and a guy stood in my way with like a foot on a stick, and he wouldn't let me go that way. So I go the other way. There's another scare actor. She wouldn't let me past. All right, so I go the other way again. Guy wouldn't let me past again. So, and there was only one little bit of corridor there and one door. I knew where the exit was, but I was like, well, where do I go? They just kept sending me back and forward. It was like, can you, like, where? I'm like, I'm stuck. Eventually, he let me go, but I don't know, that was a bit annoying. He could have let me out as soon as I got there, but it is what it is. I like that we are all separated and you're on your own in that. And yeah, we all found it the best maze. So, and then of course we had the scare zone, Morkin Meadow. Wasn't scary. Mainly because I love the whole scarecrow theme and everything. I think it's amazing, but it wasn't scary because, again, there was just a long snake of people going through. All the scares, you had girls in front of you screaming. You know, I got a bit of footage where you probably hear all the girls screaming, but there's people behind you, people in front of you the whole time, so you don't get any jump scares. But it was cool theming, I guess. I'd rather do it in twilight when there's a bit more sunlight, because this was it was just red. The whole thing's red. As you can see, you can't really make out anything besides red. So that's my criticism of that. It's still a cool area. I mean, obviously you don't have to pay for that one. But I think the biggest takeaway I can take from this is if I ever go to a scare zone again, I plan on doing Scarefest at Alton Towers next year, go at the front. And if you're watching this and you've never been to one, yeah, you might be scared of going at the front because you don't want to get all the jump scares. Trust me, it's way better than being in the middle and being a little bit bored because all the scares happen to someone else. Go at the front, enjoy it, embrace it. There's no danger in it. It's just live actors. They're not going to hurt you. They're not going to touch you, apart from survival games where they are told beforehand they will touch you. But they don't touch you that much. It's literally a little bit at the start. That's it. That's my review. I didn't go on Death's Doors or I didn't watch any of the shows, that kind of stuff. It's not really for me. We were too busy trying to get the night rides in. We did Swarm, Nemesis, and Stealth all in the dark. All amazing. They were the 3 best rides in the park. I rate that. The other bit of advice I'd give if you're going to one of these scare zones is get the 3 till 6 time slot. You have a time slot 3 till 6 or 6 till 9. We went 6 till 9 because we thought we want to do them in the dark. No, that is the busier part. Go in the afternoon because the queues for the mazes are quieter. And then in the evening, when it is dark, you've got more time to go on night rides. That's how I would do it if I did it again. The biggest mistake you could make is if you are on a 6 till 9 pass, starting to queue up at 6 or just before 6. That is when the queue was the longest, because you've still got people from the first slot trying to go into theirs, and then you've got people like yourselves thinking, oh, let's queue up early and we'll get in. You've got basically twice as many people queuing up within that same kind of hour and a half period. And that's the busiest the queue is. And we made that mistake because we spent an hour and 20 minutes queuing for Stitches. At 5:45, I think we started queuing. Survival games, we had no queue whatsoever. We did that at the end. And trailers, we had about 20-minute queue tops, and we did that quite late on as well. But Thorpe Park is shut now, so you're not going to have that problem until next year, but it's definitely something to bear in mind if you are planning on going next year. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed my review. Like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one.